CGC made a tremendous mistake. We're going to open this box and find out if they fixed it. Hey guys, my first ever variant for Dynamite Comics is available right now on Indiegogo. The link is below in the description if you want to back this campaign. Here's the cover. Chris Capania just did magic on there. Invincible Red Sonja #2, again available right now on Indiegogo. Check out in the description the link. All right, guys, I'm going to explain the entire situation. We are going to do the unboxing. I've got a whole story to go with this. But first, I wanted to say thank you. This is usually where I say subscribe, thumbs up, all that. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Very appreciative. I thank you for the comments. I thank you for the thumbs up. I thank you for the shares. All of that, all the subscribers. And even if you're not subscribed and you enjoy the videos and you hit the thumbs up, I appreciate it. And even if you do none of that and you watch the videos, I appreciate that. So thank you to everyone. And now let me get into this story. You guys are going to want to hear this, especially you longtime viewers. You're well aware that I do a lot of CGC unboxings. So if you remember, and I will put the video down below in the description, there was a CGC unboxing, a 50-book pre-screen where I did terrible. Usually I'm somewhere between 18, 19 or better out of 25, come back graded in a 9.8. The others come back ungraded. If you don't know what a pre-screen is, feel free to go watch one of my pre-screen unboxing videos and I explain it. So I'm usually between 18 or 19 or better out of 25, come back 9.8. I submitted 50. So in my head, I'm like, wow, my odds are usually pretty good. I should be somewhere between like 35 to 39 or better out of the 50 books, come back a 9.8. And I didn't do so hot. I did horrible. I think I batted 500, which is still Hall of Fame numbers. But when it comes to this, a lot of money left on the table. I shouldn't have submitted half the books, literally half the books I submitted. I shouldn't have. And when they came back and I did the unboxing, I recorded everything. You guys saw the video. And again, it's in the description if you haven't. I always look at these books a lot closer off camera. And I look for that blemish. I look for that book. Why didn't this hit 9.8? 9 times out of 10, I say, oh, this is it. Here's the spine tick I didn't see, or the finger bend. I didn't even see that, or something. There's something there that I missed that was the reason why it didn't get a 9.8. And a lot of you guys have been asking, hey, where's that 9.8 reject video where I wanted to take 25 books that were rejected, never hit that 9.8 status. I wanted 25 of them, and then I would clean them and press them and try to make them prettier and send them back off to CGC and see just how many came back 9.8. Well, the reason that video hasn't even come out yet is because when I do these unboxings and I check these books that don't hit that 9.8 threshold, I usually find something screwed up, which was my fault. I should have caught that. You've seen me do 25 out of 25, right? And that's me looking real close. Well, I've done worse. And these are all my screw-ups, my mistakes. That's why that video hasn't come out. So back to that story, back to that video of the 50 books where I finished about 25 out of 50. So I looked at the reject books. I looked at all of them and I said, okay, I get it. I see it. I understand why. There were 2 books in particular that I looked at, and I mean, guys, when I tell you I looked at these books, I looked at them with different angles, which you should do under a light. Look at different angles, see if you could see spine ticks or bends or folds, finger indents. You know, if you're reading a book, sometimes you indent the cover when you're flipping through. I was looking high and low. I could not find a reason why these 2 books in particular didn't hit 9.8. Nothing, couldn't. I racking my brain. Something else I also do off camera is I go back and I check the list. I go back and I see, all right, the invoice. I check the invoice on the CGC website and I go through and I see, okay, this hit the 9.8. I got it. Almost like a checklist. This was rejected. Okay, this didn't hit 9.8. This didn't hit this did. And I go down the whole 25 book invoice list. And I kind of, I see the raw books. These didn't hit 9.8 and I see on the invoice reject. 9.8. Okay, here. So going through the list, 50 books, mind you, the last 2 books on that invoice both said, I'm not going to tell you the books, but I am going to show you on screen, line 24 and 25 here. Because when you submit 50 books, they actually break them up into 25 at a piece because they can only ship back 25 in a box max. They're not going to ship you 50 books in one box. So you end up with 2 different invoices, 2 different tracking numbers, but they move through the system usually together. So line 24 and 25. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Take a close look. Line 24 and 25, Incredible Hulk, 340. 9.8. Now, for you guys that watch that video, maybe you remember, maybe you don't. Those books came back as a reject. Those 2 books came back ungraded, unencapsulated, I should say. They were not encapsulated. They were left out. So when I went back and I looked at this invoice, I said, wait a minute. Not only was I billed for 2 extra 9.8s, 2 extra encapsulated books that weren't encapsulated, we're talking about probably the best 2 books in the entire 50 book submission that were left out. This is huge. We're talking big, big, big money books here. This is tremendous. Where's the mistake? So why did this happen? So when I called CGC, they admitted there was a mistake. They absolutely made a mistake. Those books were supposed to be encapsulated. They should have been encapsulated, especially because I was billed and I looked over them with a fine-tooth comb. Obviously, the graders did because they were given 9.8 grades. They just weren't encapsulated. So I was given a contact person. I was given a certain way to resubmit the books. And this is really important, guys. When you submit these books, they're given an ID number. That ID number during the invoice is the same ID number that goes on the blue label. Those 2 books had those numbers, like they're always labeled with a sticker. And when you look it up on the census or the graders, it says 9.8 graded, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, this is a major mistake. These books were supposed to be encapsulated. So I go through the process, ship it down to CGC under mechanical error, because I guess it was an error. I would imagine they looked over the books again. Granted, I packed them extremely well, so they were to not be damaged, and they sent them back. And here they are, encapsulated. I hope I got the box back, right? So I'm going to open them really quick. After I open them, I'm going to tell you what they're worth. We're going to look up the cover price value. And just to show you how expensive of a mistake this was. So here we go. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here to this point. Ow, that's definitely a cardboard paper cut. Oh. Ow, there's blood everywhere. All right, so I already know these books. You guys do too because you saw them on screen. An Incredible Hulk 340. There's an injury on camera. We're just going to go through it. We're pushing through. This book is very expensive in a 9.8. Significantly more expensive than when I originally submitted it way back when. And then another one. And these books are every bit a 9.8, I promise you. So here they are. I'm going to go over the cover price data right now and just to show you how much these books are worth right now and how big of a mistake that was. That was on CGC and they made it right. They corrected the problem. Good thing. But they did do it. They did do it right. So let's get the values of these right now. All right, guys, let's give you some cover price data. The market is going insane, but these books were submitted. I have it right here, the invoice, 12/03, December 3rd, 2020. These books were submitted. So in December, in a 9.8, the Hulk 340 was selling between $850 and $900, which is substantial. Those are big books, right? Fast forward to January. The books in a 9.8 were selling between $1,050 and $1,200. Huge. You see it climbing. Last sale, the last sale, which just happened, I believe, in March or April. I don't remember. Anyway, fairly recently, $1,700 for this book and a 9.8. That's a huge jump just from a few months ago. This book, just like most of the books in our hobby, are going crazy right now. Thank goodness. I should say thanks CGC for making the mistake. They made the mistake, but they corrected it. They got me these books back in a 9.8. So big shout out to them for doing what was right. And I appreciate these books. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think down below. CGC, did they do the right thing? Because, I mean, I think they did, obviously. And as always, keep it comics.